Hey everybody, this is Kevin Potter from Potter USA, and I'm going to make a video today showing you how to use the pancake die, the hydraulic press, and the Anticlastic Bracelet formers. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a sheet of silver and our pancake die. I'm sure a lot of you know what these are, but for those of you who don't, what this is going to do, it's going to make it so I don't have to saw this shape out. It's going to punch it out in one shot using the press. On this die there's a line. You never want to put your metal below that line. It'll get stuck. I promise you, it'll get stuck. It's not designed to cut below that line. Get it all in there positioned. And then you're going to put it in your hydraulic press. I'm using an electric one because you probably don't want to watch someone pump up a jack all day. These are aluminum spacers. And they act as platen extenders. It's very important that you cover the entire die when you put this in there. And the die must be centered in the press. You cannot put it off on any side of the press. It must always be in the middle. So here we go. I'm using a bunch of spacers because I don't want to watch the press go up and down forever. So I've got it centered. And I can kind of move it over a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to take my block of aluminum. It's really important that the block of aluminum cover the cutting edge of the die. So you set that in there like that. Turn your press on. There we go. And we have a perfectly clean, burr-free cut. But we're going to have two little tabs to deal with. So you can use a pair of shears or you can saw them off. Okay, so once you've sawn the tabs off of your piece of silver and you've deburred all the edges, you don't need to anneal it, especially when you're using a press. If you anneal it, it's going to be too soft for a bracelet cuff. So you really want this silver to get work hardened. So here's how this works. I made these magnetic because one day a person didn't realize that gravity was still in effect. And when they loosened that nut, the thing fell on their foot. So I decided to help everybody and make everything defy gravity. So everything's magnetic. Now, you'd never ever put this sticking out in the front like this. You'll shoot parts out the front of your press. There's absolutely nothing, there's no press around that won't shoot parts out. So, be sure everything is centered. So you're going to look down the side of your press and make sure that this and this are parallel and in a line. It's very important. Okay, then you're going to grab your former. This is an anti-clastic former. When you receive these, they've been sprayed with an anti-corrosion stuff. So sometimes it'll be kind of oily. It's fine, just wipe it off. I promise you, it'll be okay. And once again, magnets. And I'm going to show you something pretty cool. The magnet's not in here. The magnet's in here. Because I've had people asking me how I made this entire block of steel magnetic. I didn't. I put a little magnet right there. And if this magnet ever gets damaged, we can fix that. They're replaceable, just like these magnets. So that's in there. And then there's my former. Now notice this big space here. I'm going to put a spacer. And when you're doing this, you want to put the puck in the middle. I know there's some videos out there of people using contained urethane. I find that it gets in the way. And the edges of your former will plow into the side of the cup and damage your former and the cup. So I found that it's best to just use the urethane itself. Now notice how it's swelling here. You don't want to go any further. Perfect. You can see how it's just starting to form. You're going to start on the end and you're going to work your way all the way across. You're not going to get this in 3 pushes. This is going to take like 10. We're pretty close. I'm going to push it again, but it's getting pretty nice. Oh, that definitely did it. It looks really good. So, I want these to kind of curve in more like a cuff so that it's, you know, fit your wrist better. That is why we use the next size down. Now, you're not going to do the entire bracelet with this next size down. You're just going to do this part and this part. It'll bring them in. Notice it pulling it together. So, there it is. Your Anticlastic cuff. And it's not going to fit me. I got big bones. That's what they tell me. Thank you for watching.